Good morning and welcome to Morning Pulse, the pulse of Nigerian politics right here on Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Joining me live in the studio, I have with me the ever beautiful Ifoma Oji. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well. You can see.
Yes, you are shining. You're
yes,
you like that.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Also joining us in the studio, I have with me Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Always looking dapper.
I swear.
You have to give us this hat.
No problem.
Yeah, you need to get some.
I will set up a committee to look into it.
Oh, like your Nigerian government. Setting up committees. Joining us via Zoom. Joining us via Zoom, we have our analyst in person of Mr. Oluwafemi Oladimeji. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, guys. Blessed week to you there in the studio.
Yes. Your boy is fine, sir.
Hope you had a great weekend, sir.
Well, many one best, but without me.
Oh, many one best without you. Maybe the next weekend. All right, really interesting headlines we have for today. I promise you. We're going to start first in Edo State. Edo State's much celebrated $250 million deal with Euro Africa CCI is now under fire. Investigations suggest the deal might be fake, and critics accuse Governor Okpebholo of misleading the public. Second, the Tinubu administration has secured a fresh 1.1 trillion naira loan from the World Bank. It's meant to boost education and resilience, but many ask, at what cost? Third, a young lawyer abducted just hours after her call to bar ceremony. The NBA is calling for her urgent rescue, highlighting rising insecurity even in sacred professional spaces. Really sad news, that one. But we're starting first in Edo State. It has been gathering a lot of reactions online. But before we play a video, there's a video from melanated, I can't pronounce the rest of the name, but from a melanated investigative journalist that I want us to play. But before that, I want to get your take, Mr. Daniel, on the entirety of the story. When you heard the story, the follow-up, and what is your take personally on it?
I want us to applaud Okpebholo. Let's put our hands.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. All right.
You know, once you have a father, and your father is maybe your father used to be a thief, then you will now become an armed robber.
This ceremony.
No. I'm just making an analysis.
Of course.
If your father is a thief and he gives birth to you, the person will now turn out to become an armed robber. That's why Igbo Ade says that a child, the father sent to go and rob, will use his leg to break doors.
Deep.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, you could see where this country is heading to.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing. The same Edo State, during Okonjo Iweala, Adams Oshiomhole wanted to borrow such amount of money. And Okonjo Iweala looked at it and said, if Edo State should go for such money, that Edo State will remain perpetually poor, because the dividend associated with this kind of money will be terrible. Now, you could see how a governor, after an investigation, people found out that all these things are all fallacies.
Fallacy.
Audio.
The audience, they said, was even
terrible.
Yeah.
You know, people are looking at his educational background and him securing $250 million. How? You know, the picture is not well painted.
Yeah.
You know, the photocopy didn't even come. The photocopy of the deal didn't come out properly. So you see where people who have no business in administration, this is how it comes on board.
People who have no business.
They have no business to be in the administration. They shouldn't even be
in the conversation.
No, they shouldn't even be in the picture. These people in a normal good. I wonder how you went to Senate. You see, Nigerians were in trouble when we say things like this.
We are.
We're in a terrible situation in this country. It's only God that's going to bring us out in this.
Okay. Now, can we take a quick look at the video before I take your perspective, Mr. Oladimiji?
Euro Africa CCI website and use the contact email they listed on the website. Funny enough, the email bounced back. That's sketchy. Just maybe the phone number will work.
It shows that you guys are in Abuja, and this is the number for Euro Africa CCI. Maybe it's a wrong number then.
I turned my attention to their Director General, that is the Director General of Euro Africa CCI, Ambassador Dr. Kingsley Obasohan, congratulating him on one title today and another award tomorrow. One day, he is board chairman of NAMCON, the National Agricultural Mechanization Cooperative. Another day, he is director of the Institute of International Peace Leaders. And today, he is the Director General of Euro Africa CCI.
I like the way everybody in the studio just goes quiet. Okay, now we just saw that video, and there are a lot of things that he cited, saying that he tried the email address, it bounced back, he called the number. And Mr. Oladimiji, you are going to translate what that woman said. I think she's saying that she can't speak English. I think that's what she said in Yoruba. And then also, we are going to also look at the sketchy character of the so-called chairman of this organization that gave the Edo State governor this huge amount of money. But coming to you, Mr. Oladimiji Oluwafemi, now let us get your own. You said you did some research before we came on the show. What were the things that you found out, and why is it that major newspapers did not conduct this research before bringing out all of this to the public for consumption? Mr. Oladimiji.
Now, thank you for that question. Thank you very much for that question, Sharon. First, let me establish that all of these things that we are witnessing today in this country, they are symptoms, not even symptoms, scratch that. They are traits, they are consequences of the captured and failed state. Let me not shy away, and let nobody shy away from that truth. Having said that, when I looked into this, when I first heard about this information, one thing I have taught myself in this country is not to go along with numbers. Is to always logically prove everything. So what came to my mind when I caught the news of this investment, huge investment in Edo State, is $250 million. I first converted to Nigerian currency, and I can't wrap my head around how huge that figure was. Around 340 billion naira, if you convert it to the Nigerian naira. Now, I went further to probe into this situation, and I'm like, okay, let's see what's going on here. At least, when you have something of this nature, you must have all of the scissors, the ribbon, and the attendant, optics that surrounds it.
Yeah.
Maybe that surrounds the signage of the memorandum of understanding and what have you. But I didn't see any of that. Okay, let's put that aside. When I went further to check that website, on that gentleman's video we watched, about 7 minutes thereabouts.
Yes.
The guy opened up on the website. So I didn't, stop at that. I went to confirm myself. And when I got on that website, the first impression is, no, this is not a website worth doing out $250 million from. Secondly, it is so immature prematurely designed, like it's a horribly put together website. Then I went further to check on the media and publicity component of the website. And lo and behold, I found nothing related to $250 million in contract with the Edo State government. All I kept seeing on that website was pictures of, we with Rwanda delegates, me with this and that. And look at the situation. We need to be logical, and look at the Euro-Africa, that is European African, what they call it now, commerce and industry. Is an organization that supposedly is in association with 98 countries of the world. 98 countries.
Wow.
So the relationship with 98 countries of the world. I don't know if you have been on that website. You will conclude immediately that this is a ruse and this is a scam. I'm not. Let's face the fact. No, there is no political correctness. There is no window. Glossing this matter. It is what it is. Then I went further to look at who our dear ambassador, Dr. What's his name now? Obaso Kingsley is.
Kingsley.
There is no tangible thing about him, except congratulatory messages around his personal successes. Nothing in relation, even before now, with government of states or nations. But here we are. They said they have gone into memorandum of understanding with those states, and it's a $250 million contract project, and it is budgeted at six sectors rather. Agriculture and agro-processing, mining and solid mineral, technical education and skill training, renewable energy, and green infrastructure. Now let's go back to Edo State and ask ourselves, yesterday I had to call people from Edo State. No, 2 days ago, and I had please, because this is my, I have proficiency in education, so I called those in that sector and I said, look, is there any preparation for introduction of new policy in that sector currently coming up? And the answer is no. I called a friend who is with the green energy, and who deals with renewable energy, the solar components. I said, what's going on? Is there a grant coming for you guys in those states? He said, is that for where? So I'm asking, where is $230 million going when there is no structure ready to receive it, and there is no connect at all between Okwebulu and the said ambassador who is doing out this sort of money to those states. Remember, before I turn the mic to you, I will come to you, Sharon. Remember that Okwebulu has promised the APC and Tinubu that in 2027 he will be getting 2 million votes from Edo State. But they are doing the regular, honoring the fund so that they can start up resources against 2027.
Who knows? Thank you so much, Mr. Oladimeji, for that expansive review on that investigation you conducted even before now. Coming to you, there is a last statement that Mr. Oladimeji made mention of, and that's for the forthcoming election, and the fact that Governor of Edo State promised, it was actually 2.5 million votes, Mr. Oladimeji, to the president, and he also brought out a strategy on how that can be achieved. He said for the 2 million people that are available here, if they can reach out to 2 to 3 people at home, they will be able to garner the 2.5 million votes, and that is his promise. Now, first of all, 2 questions for you. Why would the Edo State governor risk his credibility by coming out and making such false claims? That's one. Now, 2, the 2.5 million votes that he's promising President Tinubu now for 2027, What do you think is the link between this false claim and that false promise? Because I don't know, maybe it's not false promise. We'll see if he's able to deliver on the 2.5 million votes.
Okay, number one, the reason I feel he made that fake announcement was basically to score, political points, to make it look like he is loyal, or he's pledging his loyalty to the president, and to equally make the people of Edo feel or hope that, okay, a good thing is coming, or he is working. Now, I wanted to say something earlier before this, question. Let me bring it to our attention that this man falsified his date of birth. I want you to understand that at least if he's lying like this, we'll know where it's coming from. He started from his foundation. Now, secondly, he has a degree in business administration. So I asked myself, and it's quite funny that somebody that has a degree in business administration, he has business background, that he record has not shown anything about him achieving large-scale investment or anything that concerns development or infrastructure. He doesn't have any of that at all. So this new one, this $250 million, what is it called? Investment was supposed to look like, okay, since I don't have anything, I am providing something for you people.
Yes.
And I'm so sorry for the people of Edo State, because this was supposed to give them, hope that something renewable, something reformation was coming to their city. And at the end of the day, it is all false. So, but I just want them to understand that for somebody to forge his date of birth, this is not far from him.
Normal.
Okay? And then as regards to the second question that you asked, which is the 2.5, I really don't know how he wants to do that, because at this point he's looking as if he now holds the power of INEC. He is now INEC that he will deliver such vote to the president. I don't know the power he has for him to come out.
He's the governor. Maybe he can.
He is the governor, but there are equally other persons. There are other parties. So why will you come out and place something like that? But at the end of the day, it is still in Nigeria, and we'll still see what happens.
Drama. Every day we come here just from one drama to the other, and I don't know if sometimes these politicians forget that they are dealing with real human beings with blood running through their veins. Now we're going to move on to the next story, because this first one is a whole lot. You might want to go conduct your personal research and let us know what you think in the comment section. Now we're moving to the fact that the present administration is dragging Nigeria into deeper debt. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has secured a 1.1 trillion naira World Bank loan. Now, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Daniel. People online are saying that it seems as though the administration is taking loan from the World Bank to pay their IMF loans. Do you agree with that? And if we continue this way, do you think that we'll ever get to the point where we're able to pay off all these loans, or would there be any consequences waiting for us in the future?
Well, there are a lot of consequences waiting for us, and it's quite unfortunate that the level of House of Senate will have a very terrible set of people. Very, very terrible, in the sense that they are not looking into the background of loans that we have secured. Now, I remember past administrations have not gone to World Bank to borrow money. They do IMF. So Tinubu has come now to change the narratives, to go into the World Bank to go and secure loan. The other day he wanted to secure loan for infrastructures. Today he's securing another loan for is it education sector or whatever it's called? Say for education sector. This administration is really here to wreck Nigeria. And we need to be very, very careful. It's quite unfortunate. This is where people should rise, because paying back these bills is going to tell on every citizens of this country, because they're always going to look for taxes they're going to use to suffocate the poor masses.
Seeing signs of these taxes, actually.
So it's terrible. I wonder why Tinubu, ever since he came in, kept borrowing. Is it that he didn't need money in the coffers of Nigeria? What are their plans? why are we always the only country, as in a top of, whenever you talk about borrowing,
yes,
you use Nigeria as topping the list. And most of the times, all these World Banks and IMF should stop disbursing these loans, because we need to repay the ones we've taken.
That's another thing.
Stop disbursing this money. Yes. They should see that Nigerians are suffering. A lot of people are living below $1.
Yeah.
And this administration, ever since it entered, I think this is the third or fourth borrowing, which is very massive. How can you borrow 1.1 trillion? How much is a Nigerian's budget? How much is Nigerian budget? So the House of Senate we have, there is no check and balances. Yeah. Nobody is checkmating the executive. Yeah. Because this is purely executive rascality.
Yes.
Our education sector, is it by borrowing that you will resuscitate it? This is to tell you all this borrowing of money are plans for 2027.
It is.
That's what it is. So nobody should come up here and tell us this. How many times have they borrowed money? You go to the bill that they do pass. That is the bill they pass for disbursing of education fund, security fund, this and that. How many times have you seen it in the lives of the citizens reflected? So this is a terrible situation that we are in.
It is so terrible, Mr.
Bola Tinubu's administration, I don't know if they are here to salvage us or to bring the whole country down. And I'm calling on both bodies, former presidents, they have to rise up against this, because this thing is really tearing Nigerians apart. We wake up one morning, we are no longer Nigerians, because how are we going to repay all these bills? That is the thing. How we borrow from China, we borrow from IMF, we borrow from World Bank. Borrowing
locally as well.
Governors are going about borrowing. The other day, Sheyi Makinde said he's borrowing 300 billion. I wonder what these people are turning this country into. It's high time there's going to be a revolution, because this attitude has to stop.
All right, thank you, Mr. Daniel. You just said now it has to stop, but FIRS came out the other day to tell us that borrowing is part of our budget. Now, to you, Mr. Oladimiji, there is something that I've also been, I just think it's really fishy with the way and manner and the eagerness with which these organizations borrow Nigerians money after them not repaying. Now, let's take the World Bank for instance, and let's take IMF. IMF has come out to warn the Nigerian government that at the speed which they are borrowing, that they need to reduce, or else it would affect the lives of Nigerians. We saw that comment and that statement they made. But it seems as though every time they go to borrow, either it's from China or from the World Bank, they keep granting them that loan. Now, I would think that in the normal way, or the normal way things are conducted, it is after you have borrowed the money, if you are able to repay that money based on that integrity from which you repaid your loan, then they would now go ahead to give you further loans. But this one is borrowing back to back. Now, do you think that there is something else that they are selling? Is there a collateral that is so enticing to these organizations that they don't even think about the fact that Nigeria is still owing, is a debt nation? We are a nation that is drowning in debt. Is there a reason you think now that these organizations keep on giving us loan? And if you don't think so, is it not high time we start asking questions as a civil society, Mr. Oladimiji?
Well, thank you for that question. First of all, let me remind you, Sharon, and Nigerians that are listening, that IMF, World Bank, Paris, and the Swiss Bank, they are not United Nations. They are not African Union. They are not European Union. They are not the one who seeks the interest or development or continental development and growth. Theirs is profit making. So if you go to monetary fund, International Monetary Fund 10 times that you want to borrow, they will borrow you, because there are interest and SDR attached to all of your borrowings. They will continue to borrow you because they want to make profits. They have financiers who set goals for them to reach. And in order to reach these goals, they must do business. And let me establish also secondly that borrowing is one of the economic tools available to individual organizations and government. So there is nothing wrong with borrowings. It is a component part of business, speaking from the economic perspective. But when as an individual you borrow to buy TV, you borrow to buy iPhone, you borrow to buy shirts, now that is what we call financial irresponsibility on the part of the individual here. Now when an organization borrows and stocks the fund due to mismanagement of unskilled employees, that is loss for that company and may necessarily resort to insolvency. That is bankruptcy. Now, on the part of government, there are two things involved. Because the government deals in monetary policies and fiscal policies. Monetary policies handled by the Finance Ministry, CBN and Co. Then the fiscal policies organized and arranged by the executive. But here in our country, now here is the borrowing situation. We go out to borrow, then we come back with this money, then we become financially responsible about them. That is in economics what we describe as fiscal irresponsibility and fiscal rascality. And that is what characterizes Nigerian government space. From the top to the bottom. You will see local government collecting funds for the grassroots, and you will see them shared. The youth castles. Someone who never hold more than the Big Daddy Toyota. Not drive an Escalade.
Big Daddy.
The local government chairman just 2 years in government. They have shared the funds. Now the state goes to borrow money. State collects this money. The state governor and the few allies corners this money and share it. That is what we are experiencing now at the center. And in conclusion, we have borrowed in total up until now, since the 2.5 years of Tinubu, we have borrowed up to $10 billion.
Wow, $10 billion.
And if we are not careful, we are going to be clocking 200 trillion debt by the end of this year. So it means you ask finally that these people, why are they borrowing? I have explained that, and that what are the collaterals involved? You and I, Sharon, Dr. Coming Sacramento, and 230 million Nigerians and those that are watching right now are the collateral.
I don't know.
I'm not we go to borrow because you are the one that taxes will be reduced and levies will be reduced again.
But that's the truth.
So that we can pay this debt.
All right, Mr. Oladimiji, we are going to take that from here now. It is, when you said it is Sharon, Mr. Daniel, and
that's exactly what I told you. I told you this because the whole taxes they are packaging is for us. They are going to be taking this money from us. And we won't be able to see any visible thing that this money will be used for.
Ifeoma, what do we do? Is it to Japan now? No, it's
nobody is opening their borders. They're not giving us visas again.
I think we should keep on, seeking accountability and transparency from these people. Just like what Mr. Oladimiji said, it is not bad for a country to loan or borrow money.
If your own is terrible.
Wait, the problem here is the implementation. Why you borrowed the money? Were you able to, implement those things? But I wanted to bring to our notice that the bilateral loans that we've acquired from 2024 from China alone is about $5.6 billion. That's what we are owing China. Now for France, we are owing France about $609 million. That is for bilateral loans, plus other loans, and even states, the country like local loans. Now for multilateral, we are owing this World Bank we are talking about here about $18.2 billion. That is what we are owing. Now we are still owing African Development Bank plus other multilateral loans that this country have acquired already. I think at this point it be like they go sell Nigeria. I'm telling you,
amazing
when this set of persons that keep on loaning or lending loans to Nigeria will come for this money, it is going to.
It's not the same face that they will use. It's not the same smiling face.
I still ask myself the reason why they keep on borrowing, even when they know that Nigeria is in debt crisis.
What he's saying is that it's not their business. It's a business. They are not the EU or UN. They want to make money and they want to make profit. So if you want to borrow 1 million times, they will borrow you. As long as they make money out of it, it is really a sad situation we found ourselves in. Now talking about sad situation, every day we talk about insecurity here. It's just really appalling. Now the young lawyer that was coming back from her call to bar ceremony was kidnapped. Not just was she kidnapped, she was kidnapped alongside her sister. Now this is just something. When I saw the news, it was insane to hear about things like this. This is somebody, and now the fact is that they are calling the ransom they are calling is, I think, about 20 million or 20 million thereabouts. It is just a pure motive to make money. So when you are calling businesses, you can just ask somebody, what business do you do? Oh, I'm a kidnapper, I'm into kidnapping, I also do a little bit of armed robbery, and they make a whole, it's an industry right now. But Mr. Daniel, give your comment on the insecurity issue that we have and the young lady that is in custody of kidnappers currently.
It's a very sorry situation where we found ourselves. We have totally abandoned the issues, the problem that is tearing the country apart.
Yes.
The problem that is suffocating businesses in the nation. The problem that is destroying the youth. We've totally abandoned it. And we're chasing shadows. Everybody is tinting towards 2027. Not minding that it is those who are alive that you will rule. It is those who are alive that will go to the polling unit. You see, I said this and I keep saying it. This administration lacks the cardinal point of, turning things around. They are just here talking about money. If they want to fix insecurity, which is happening to every regions of this country, the first question is, what are the welfare packages of the security men? You look at the welfare. So that you could have an efficient security apparatus.
Sorry, Mr. Daniel, but they have welfare. Were they not going to spend 22.something million on biscuits and what remind me?
Let me tell you,
yes.
These are audio monies that you're hearing.
It's not audio.
I'm coming. I'm telling you because it is the organs that will tell you. Go to the Okorofos. Go to the ones that are doing the security work. Go and check how they are being paid. You have to look at that. Then you have to look at how we are lagging behind in security apparatus. What are the modernized way? So if they are borrowing 1.1 trillion and you're fixing it in security, maybe everybody will be like, okay, at least we're not this is the angle. Now look at how an innocent girl coming back from call to bar, and that is the problem. Nigeria. Now whenever they want to do this call to bar thing, people start traveling.
Yes.
What happened in this whatever? Can they do these things region by region? Because we need to change the narratives. We need to transform a lot of things so that we will save ourselves from insecurity.
Yes, work according to their
that is it.
Yes.
So the issue here is that, as far as I'm concerned, they know, like you rightly said, these things are business. People are benefiting from this. People are doing business. Yes. There are some bad eggs in the security agencies that are still involved in this business. That is the truth. So it's not going to stop. Now, how can a man who served the country after 35 years, you pay him 2 million naira as pension and gratuity? Why wouldn't that man enter into crime?
Oh, valid point.
Why won't he? Maybe he has 5 children, 6 children. So he's going to use 2 million naira to train all of them in school and still take good care of himself? Or build a house? Maybe this man is living in a rented apartment. So how does he marry all these things? Meanwhile, people who are not even efficient, who cannot do anything for this nation, are there packing money. So why would they listen to all these kind of things and insecurity will not be of the increase? So these are the fundamental issues we have. Until these things are being addressed, businesses are dying every day, closing up because of insecurity. And people are borrowing money for frivolous things, telling us of education. Which type of education? Is it not somebody who is well secured that will go to school?
Yes.
Look at the adoption of school. This one now, is it not somebody who just came coming out from Kotuba to come and help the society? They've adopted her. And now the family will now run around to pay 20 million.
It's even 40 million.
And tomorrow police people, the security agencies will now come out and say, they didn't pay anything. No. After we used our sophisticated kiniko, and now we now found see, this country, we need a confab. And this confab, we need a confab, or we should go back to 2014 confab. Bring out the blueprints. We have a YC report that has been swept under the carpet. If until we bring these things out, we will still be playing to the gallery. These things we are all seeing, we're playing to the gallery. So it's quite unfortunate. The families of this young lady, they are the ones that are going to bear the brunt. Federal government will not come out. Neither will state government come out. That is the truth about it.
All man for himself.
All man for himself. All they know is that everybody is tending towards 2027 as if they are God.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Well said, well said. These are the conversations we hope that the right authorities are paying attention to. Now, over to you, Mr. Oladimiji. Kindly give us your overall take on the incident, sir.
I feel overwhelmed listening to Comrade Sacramento's analysis, and I feel very dejected right now as a father. Because I think it's important we begin to look at these matters from a personal perspective.
Yes.
So I am a Nigerian. I have a child who very soon will be concluding her higher institution, and perhaps when she travels or embarks on a travel of this nature, God forbid it, something happened. She has become victim of the Nigerian state that we are talking about.
Yeah.
That I come on every day to talk about. Now, speaking to it from a personal perspective, make you understand and gain comprehension of the real matter. We just discussed a few minutes ago that we are going to borrow another 1.1 trillion naira. For what? For food. They call it nutrition. We call it food and education. Now, you want to educate the people. You want to give food to people because it is still agriculture. We're going to professionally look at it. Profile it. So you want to bring money to agriculture again, but you have not sorted out the problems that bedeviled that sector, that made the budget allocation that you put into it. Let us imagine that all of the allocation went into agriculture. That made all of that allocation go down the drain. Insecurity. People cannot go to farms. Produce can come out from the farms. We have consequently cost push inflation coupled with subsidy was gone. Now, insecurity is at the all-time high now, so much that every day we get the reports of killings. If you notice, you will see how much they have normalized this abnormality that they say, how many people did they kill in Zamfara?
Yeah.
200. This killing, sir. Anyways, and we move on. We are not remembering that the Nigerian security situation is like breakfast. That everyone will hit from if it is not stopped. Because it's sensitive so much, and our federal government is beginning to make it lucrative to enter into. If you go publicly to hold a peace treaty with a non-terrorist, and they come to that treaty, transition cartridges, magazines, and rockets, gun-to-air missiles. Terrorists bring that to a meeting with the federal government. Now tell me, if I were in a capacity like Colonel Sacramento described, retired soldier who retired with 2 million naira because I was in the civil service, and before my very high, my very kuru, a woman retired 35 years, and all she got was 3.5 million.
Wow.
For 35 years. That was the day I complained that I am running away from this service. So, if we have somebody, imagine a trained officer, what trained, now retires, 2 million. You think if he's got that opportunity and he's not well grounded in his morals, he will not take that opportunity?
He will.
To exploit the insecurity of the nation? So that is what we are having. It is festering, it will continue to fester, and the monies we are borrowing will continue to be obvious that these guys are not borrowing for what they're supposed to borrow for, but they are just borrowing so that they can share. It is fiscal irresponsibility, and it is deliberate.
It is deliberate. At this point, it is deliberate, and we are going to all find out exactly what they are trying to achieve by this constant borrowing and the state they've kept the country. Now, to you, Ifoma, there is something Mr. Ladmidi said. He made mention of the fact that, you know, it's as though the federal government is encouraging these people to enter into this kidnapping industry. Encouraging them to become armed robbers because they publicly come and try to enter into negotiation with these offenders. Now, do you also buy that school of thought now, and do you think that going forward we are going to see more scenarios like this? And if that is the case, what does this now mean for every single Nigerian citizen?
It means it don't be. Seriously, like, I am overwhelmed by this whole news. It is Jesus Christ. I'm trying so much to contain my emotion because this is a serious tragedy. It's a sad one.
It is.
It is clear here that the government is encouraging this set of crimes, because if they are not encouraging it, stories like this, we wouldn't be hearing about, you know, people that have served and what is due to them, you won't pay them or you will deny them of that.
Yes.
It is so sad, and they are encouraging them, because if they are not encouraging them, the set of graduates from every institution, imagine how many years these people spend, and after at the end of everything, they resort to Yahoo, because the system does not provide job or even opportunities for them. It is sad. Now, these highways that we are talking about here, Nigerians have a history that this particular highway, especially this Okene, this highway, Okene, it has this record history of constant kidnapping. Now, let me bring to your attention that just in the space of 1 year, about 4,755 persons have been abducted in that highway. And 2.56 billion naira have been paid to rescue those that have been captivated in the space of 1 year.
Oh wow, that is
Sharon. This I'm telling you, like, I was reading this news and I was making my research and I was drawn to tears. My heart goes out to this Peace Udoka is it Nyesom or Nyesom? My heart goes out to you and your sister and to every other victim that have been, that have been abducted. It is an evidence, or this whole thing shows that, Nigeria is a failed system. I am sorry that you are witnessing this. I am sorry that your government could not do anything to rescue even the ones that have been captivated, and it is resulting to more crimes day by day, where our heart goes out to every Nigerian that have been found, in this kind of situation. And I can't say more, but what I just want to say is, I think Nigerian security operatives or security agencies need to do more. What happens to, having CCTV cameras in these places? It goes out to show that these people are in cahoots with these criminals, because if they are not, these numbers that I just mentioned right now wouldn't have sufficed.
Yes.
If they had been doing their due diligence, this wouldn't have sufficed.
Exactly.
So my heart goes out, and I think we need to do more as individuals and as a security agents.
Thank you.
So let me just buttress a little bit what Ifeoma said. The issue is this: Okene has been a hotspot for a very long time, and it's quite unfortunate. Up till now, there is no presence of security there.
They've been checkpoints.
No. What I'm saying is that it's not about having a checkpoint. Stopping vehicles to collect money is not there. There should be vehicles,
Paroling the area.
paroling one. Then have vehicles that are on standby that can easily move. Quick response. Not putting a checkpoint. Putting up a checkpoint does not mean anything. That is where those people can come and discuss with them.
It's true. That's not important.
And have to.
Yes.
You understand? So, sir.
See, this is not about mountain buses or cars, or trucks by police. There are intelligent information that have gone out for these areas that these kidnappers own. We have names of kidnappers that are in the file. We have names of sponsors of Boko Haram on the desk of the presidency. What are they? They are not doing anything. They are just interested in this issue.
That is the truth. You're on point. Now the angle I'm going to is this. The angle I'm trying to go to is this. Now, in that particular area, that is somebody's village. People are the owners of that road where these things happen. And the people that are doing these things are not invisible human beings. Some might be people from that village. So this boils down to sincerity of purpose from the government, federal government, and the state government. There have to be a kind of synergy to stop it. Now, if you have been watching down just last week, you saw the people of Iseke in Anambra State asking everybody, the youth, everybody came out, and they were saying, for how long are we going to keep running away from our home? Then now everybody came back. People in diaspora said, if you youths are ready to go in, we are ready to fund the people to go and reclaim back our land. Do you understand? So security business, in as much as it is not only for the government, individuals are involved, but the government has a more responsible, serious role to play. Because if I am hungry and I look back, my parents have nothing, it takes the grace of God for me not to join, for me not to enter into crime.
Yes.
It takes the grace of God. So until these things are being meted out, when in Anambra State, one reason Anambra is a case study, that there was a time 7 communities was taken hostage fully by unknown government. But the present governor then came on board and said, this will no longer happen. He has to apply and say no. So this Okene has been a source of problem to Nigerians. And if they see they don't know the people, like Mr. Olakbeji rightfully said, that they don't know the people who are doing this thing, or they don't know how to stop this thing, then we are in a serious problem.
Big soup.
1.1 trillion. If they put that 1.1 trillion into security, I swear you will see how businesses will boom in this country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. From one story to the other, we gravitated from the Edo State governor lies of the over $250 million loan or investment from this organization we've not heard about before, to the 1.1 trillion naira that the Nigerian government borrowed from World Bank, and now to the unfortunate kidnap of the young lawyer that just finished attending her call to bar ceremony along Okene Road. And all of these stories is pointing down to one thing: if Nigeria do not sit up and stand up and do the right thing, these are going to be stories that will become the norm for us. We need to do what is right and hold these people accountable. But even before we hold them accountable, there's also the responsibility that we have as citizens of Nigeria. There are so many things that our analysts have said that I'm just going to share with us as take-home points. If we know that the government is going to take time before they respond. We don't even know if they have plans of responding to our complaints. It is time for us to take the bull by the horn and protect yourself as a community, as a village, as a town, as a state. You cannot continue to fold your hands and wait for the government. It is sad that this is the situation we found ourselves in, but what can we do? Anyways, as you are doing that, also make sure you have your PVC one side, chilling in one cooler, so that when 2027 comes, you use it appropriately. Thank you so much to my analysts for doing this with me, Mr. Oladimeji Oluwafemi. We thank you so much for your contribution all the time on the show. We appreciate that. And to you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, thank you so much for today. We really appreciate your contribution. And of course, Ifoma Oji, thank you so much for joining me all the time in the studio. What a wonderful conversation as always. And our viewers, we thank you for joining in the conversation. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also follow us across all media at Active Citizens. Find me on my personal page on Instagram and Facebook at Sharon NM Chuku. And you, Ifoma?
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miss Alex.
Mr. Oladimeji.
Yeah, you can find me on X. I was Oladimeji. And let me quickly add, please do not rely on legacy media for your information.
Do not rely on legacy media. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Oladimeji, for that. And of course, Mr. Daniel will always be in the studio. Till we'll come your way again this afternoon for As E Day Hot. Do have a good morning.